Good evening, everyone. It's February 20th. It's Thursday here in Estonia. Today I'm going to discuss a rule that I have coined, and this is called the times 10 rule or times 10 principle. What is the times 10 principle? The times 10 principle is a rule that I've kind of discovered and I've developed, and it's been from my years of living abroad in South America and Chile, Argentina, and then in Europe, in Russia, Estonia, and also in USA. Now, I'm originally from the US, as many of you may already know. And what I have found is that when you immigrate to a foreign country, especially when you're coming from a first world country and going to a less developed country, there's a lot of differences, and often there's discomforts that you're not used to experiencing in your home country. For example, when I left USA or Chicago, I had a vehicle, a car, and I currently don't have a car. So this is something that I adjusted to, and now I use public transportation. Now, with that being said, there's a difference between living somewhere long term and short term. When you live somewhere long term, you have to be under the notion that you're going to have to be in a constant state of work and of getting better. Because if you're not improving, chances are you likely won't last long term in that country. And likewise, you also can't wear yourself out too much and tire yourself, which is a big issue many people experience when they live abroad, and they actually burn out. This also happens to people going to more developed countries. So this can occur with anyone. You don't have family, you often don't have friends from back home, you don't have the same support network, and then it's not your own country. You have other challenges living outside of your home country. So these are all factors you have to adjust to and have to become accustomed to living abroad. Now, as I stated, it's a matter of being able to pace yourself and be consistent day after day, and also understanding the mindset is different when you're living somewhere long term versus short term. If you're living long term, you're going to be hopefully building a life there and maybe even getting married and having children. So this has to be taken into account. And likewise, in this foreign country, the expectations for someone who's coming from a more developed country will be elevated compared to a person that's domestic from that country. And this is where the times 10 rule comes into play, because often what a guy will find is that they have to make significantly more income and have more resources, savings, and assets to show for themselves to attract someone from that country, a potential spouse or partner. And that's a big challenge for someone who's already living outside of their home country. And the times 10 rule basically entails that you have to make like 10 times more income, or have 10 times more assets, or just be 10 times more persistent in day-to-day, this type of consistency. So if the average income of a country is $1,000, to live there long term and to be successful, you'd probably have to make at least $10,000 a month. And that's the 10 times rule. Now, if you were also looking at being somewhere and perhaps income wasn't so easy for you to make, then you'd have to also focus more on your behavioral and mindset, and day to day how you carry out your interactions with people. Because also note that you'll be more scrutinized often as a foreign person living outside your home country. And people may not experience this burnout or the wear of living outside their home country, but often after a year and definitely 2 years, you definitely start experiencing some of this. And this is why one has to be both honest, and they have to be able to pace themselves and take care of themselves living abroad, because you're gonna have to be in the mindset that this is your home. And over time, if you have this kind of supercharged mindset and work ethic, eventually you should be able get yourself to such a level that you can become more comfortable, and this lifestyle will build on or grow on you. And that's the main objective. Is it's not about using it's about using your gifts and being persistent and also consistent day to day. It's not about having to do something with just the means to obtain the end goal. It's kind of embracing the lifestyle and becoming comfortable. Often it's noteworthy that many of the immigrants, first and second generation immigrants, are become the wealthiest people now in America. They become the multimillionaires and billionaires because they probably came with a mindset that they had to work 10 times harder than the domestic person. They didn't have family there, and maybe even not friends. So that's where that 10 times 10 rule plays a role. And this will also be a security insurance factor. More likely that you'll be stable and maybe successful, because it helps with the peace of mind. Because peace of mind, you may not be that comfortable or may still have loneliness or something, but having the times 10 rule will give you an ability to be more comfortable and just be confident that you can be successful, and that you really have something to live for day in and day out. So this is a great concept to understand for all you people that are relocating, and especially people like myself that are going from first world to less developed country, so that you can remain somewhere long term and grow your life there. I hope everyone got something out of this, and please give me your feedback.